day 26, and welcome to the Haunted Tents build. Yeah, okay, I'm trying to get the right angle here on the camera. There, now I'm in the center of the screen. I'm holding it. Oh, what the hell? You guys don't give a frick. Katie and I are in the truck. Just got done moving it, and it is chilly out here. 49 degrees. Fall is definitely here. Very cool mornings. Days have been, in the 70s. It beats the heat wave. I kind of miss the heat wave. I wish it was a little bit warmer in the mornings and warmer in the evenings. It's cooling off real quick. But none of that pertains to the build, really. On today's docket. More AC work. We got all the AC in yesterday. In other words, all the fixtures and everything is in, with the exception of the water room. I did get the camera over in the water room yesterday, but none of the black lights are installed. Heck, they're not even out of the attic yet. Now, I had planned or been thinking I was just going to jump in today, get the power pole in, get the trunk lines in, and just start wiring everything up until we got to the water room. And then I'd get the black lights out and get the black lights in. I can do that with trunk line 1. I've got 3 different trunk lines. Basically, they're the main lines that takes power out to the haunt that I plug everything into. I could do that with trunk line 1. But trunk line 2 and trunk line 3, I can't, because I need to know where my connections are for the black lights. Trunk line 2 does half the black room. Trunk line 3 does the other half. So, before I can do the trunk lines or the power pole, I need to get the black lights in. So, I'm going to get up in the attic, pull all the black lights down, and we're going to bring them out, get them installed. Probably take an hour, maybe 2, depending on where I put them and what type of brackets I need to make to install them. Now, I do want to cover something on the black lights. Black light bulbs, the 4-foot fluorescents. Used to be able to get them at Spirit or Party City. They don't carry them anymore. So, and they haven't carried them for several years now. So I started getting them down at Walmart. I found Walmart had them. Well, they've kind of stopped. They've gone from a purple blacklight bulb to a green UV bulb. And I don't know if those work with fluorescents or not. And they only carry them in the spring. They don't carry them year round. So like now, this time of year, you can't find them. So I've got 3 or 4 fixtures up in the attic that the bulbs have broken on them. I saved the fixture, just threw out the broken bulbs. I figured some of the fixtures I've been using, the bulbs are starting to get a little wonky. The ends of them are getting really loose. And the bulbs need to be replaced. And I don't want to go through and upgrade all my lighting in the black light room just to have a black light room. Too damn expensive. So over the summer, I did some research online, and I found what I thought was a good deal. I bought a case of 4-foot long blacklight bulbs, the type, the regular purple 4-foot long fluorescent bulbs. You got 16, was it? Yeah, it was 16 4-foot long fluorescent bulbs for $109. It breaks down to like about $4 or $5 a bulb. And I know in the stores they're selling for around 10. You know, last time I bought them, I think I spent $8.99 or something like that for them, and that was a couple of years ago, pre-COVID. So I went ahead and I bought them. I got them downstairs. So this year I'm going to go through all the bulbs and all the fixtures and replace the ones that need to be replaced, and get the old fixtures that don't have bulbs and get bulbs into them and use them in the haunt. Should have more than enough black lights. So I'm gonna work on black lights, I think, to start off with. We're gonna get the black lights out of the attic, out in the haunt, and installed. Once those are installed, and like I said, it should take a couple of hours. Then we'll get the power pole put in, and then we'll start running trunk lines. And I'll show you what the trunk lines are and go in more into those at a later date. But anyway, good morning. Oh, gotta feed you too. Breakfast of the day. Donut of the day. A giant peanut butter and jelly bear claw. Plate size peanut butter and jelly bear claw. Slightly warm, and wash it down with some hot chocolate. It's a nippy morning and you need some hot chocolate. So there we go. Now it's time to go play with black lights. Okie dokie, out in the water room, just getting back from Ace. Went up on an errand and failed on it. Got all my fixtures in. 4 foot there, 2 foot on over those clamshells, 2 foot over that clamshell, and a 2 foot over that sign. And then we put a 4 foot there, and then another 2 foot there. I was thinking I had more fixtures than what I did. I must have gotten rid of a couple of them over the years and not realized it. I thought I had at least 2 more 4 foot black lights. What I wanted you to do was, instead of having a 2 foot there, have a 4 foot there, and then put that 2 foot over what will be the water wall to help highlight the water wall and the fountain. But I am missing one. So we went up to Ace. I figured I'd just go up and buy a regular 4 foot fluorescent incandescent light. And forgotten, the government's mandated the incandescent stuff illegal. Everything's going to LED. Stores no longer carry those type of fixtures. Everything's geared to doing LEDs now. So that means I'm going to have to check online, eBay and a couple other places, and see if I can find some 4 foot long incandescent fluorescent light fixtures. God, that's a mouthful. And see if I can order a couple of them. Problem is they're going to be white in color, which isn't really all that big of a problem. I can just paint them black, you know, which won't happen for the season, so I'll end up with a white fixture in here. But anyway, just finished doing those. I'm going to go in the house and get on the computer and look for fluorescent light fixtures real quick. And then we're going to get back out here and get the power pole in and start doing the trunk lines and getting power. But I wanted to show you something. The set dresser is out here doing her thing over in the clown. She's got one done. And she's got a second one done there. And then we got these guys. And she's working on them right now. So she's staying busy out here too. But anyway, power pole is next, folks. Okie dokie. After snack break, I was going to say after lunch, but all I had was 4 pieces of the zucchini bread. Blacklight room's done. I spent about 45 minutes in the house going over eBay, hoping to find an out-of-the-country supplier for the old incandescent fluorescent light bulb or light fixtures, the 4 foot length ones. I couldn't find any. All I could find was U.S. dealers or North American dealers, And all of them were selling just LED fixtures, which won't do me any good for black lights. Went over to Amazon, and same thing. But I stumbled across one over there on Amazon that kind of caught my eye, and I was curious about it. I don't know if they work worth a shit or not, but it was a 4-foot long LED fluorescent light fixture. I don't know if it's just going to end up being a purple light or what, but I ordered one. It was $55 for it, but you got 4 of them. It was a 4-pack, so about $11 a pop. I think, okay, well, get them, give them a try. You know, if nothing else, I'll use them on a prop or something. But you can't get fixtures anymore, not even from out of country. You can't tell me the whole world has gone to LED. But anyway, we got that done. I got my last 2 black lights in over there. And then I just got done getting the power pole hooked up out in the shop. It's powered up. And these red cords down there by my foot, which go to the power station, are now live. They work. They got power. So the power station is 100% ready to go. I control everything from the switches up on it. And now it's time to start working on trunk lines. Now we got a lot of new people to the channel. They have no idea what I'm talking about when I say trunk line. And hold on one second. Sorry, shoe came out the door. Wanted through it, so I think I'd be nice and stop. But like I was saying, we've got a lot of new people to the channel. They have no idea what a trunk line is, or what I am calling a trunk line. And this is it here. It's a 25-foot long outdoor extension cord that has outlets every so often. There's 2 running down the middle of the cord and 1 on the end. This is what I call a trunk line. Now what I end up doing is I have 3 of these. I'm going to run one down the driveway along the top of the wall out toward the front as far as I can get it. Another one goes down the middle of the haunt, and the third one runs down the fence line on the other side. And everything in the haunt that takes AC power plugs into these. Now each trunk line will get plugged in to the power station and have its own switch. And I've got 4 switches up here. Each one's marked T1, T2, T3, and blow. The blow circuit was for when we used to have blow-ups in the haunt. That way, if it got windy, I could kill that switch and kill all the blow-ups. Now it mainly just runs the water room, because I've got about 5 or 6 water pumps in there. So I can turn them on during the day so the water's circulating, and then turn them off at night when we call it quits. I don't leave them on overnight. It sucks on the electricity a little bit too much. But as to the trunk lines, I'm going to do the driveway first, and after I get it installed, each outlet will get one of these. It's a 3-way splitter, and as you can see, it says Ace on it. I bought this one at Ace. And we'll plug it into each outlet. That way I can plug up to 3 different cords into each outlet. Now, I will start out with these, each outlet on the trunk line having one of these. But as I go along, there will be some that I end up not using, so I take these off. The ones that I do end up using, after I get everything plugged in and the trunk line's finished, I'll come back with saran wrap and we'll wrap it securely so water doesn't get in case it rains. But that's what I'm calling a trunk line. Now I've got, my hand's blocking. Holding it with the wrong hand. I'm not using the selfie stick. I'm getting lazy in my old age. But anyway, I gotta get this one put in, and then we'll just kind of go from there. It's a matter of getting the trunk line up on the wall, getting it secured, and then getting a outdoor extension cord and running from the end of this around the walls and over to the power box and getting it plugged in so it's controlled by a switch, which makes it really nice. You know, when the haunt's open, we get done the end of the day, I come up here, I hit 5 switches, T1, T2, T3, blow, and the one that kills the LE, all the low voltage. Just hit those 5 switches and the whole haunt goes dead, which is nice. You know, you don't have to go around trying to unplug things when you're half asleep and wore out from all the trick-or-treaters and drunks and everything else that go through. And yeah, we do get some drunks in here. Had one last year that wanted to get a little frisky. I ended up with a black eye out of it. He ended up with a broken nose, I do believe. Before his friends jumped in and hauled him off. Oh, God. But anyway, I'm going to go start getting trunk lines put in. Now, I'm not sure if I'm just going to put T1, which is the driveway, in and then get everything hooked up to it, or if I'm going to go through and just do all the trunk lines. I'll probably go through and just do all the trunk lines. Trunk line 3s is the worst out of the lot because there's a couple spots where there's no walls to put it on, so I have to run it across the ground, which means I have to trench it across the ground, and that can be a pain in the ass. But anyway, time to get back to work. Well, it's 4:30, almost 5 o'clock, and we're getting there. All the trunk lines are in, the power pole's in, trunk lines are all working, I've tested them. I'm over on T1 right now. This is the one that runs down the driveway. It starts out right there. And that long cord going off into the distance is a 50-foot cord, and it's running over to the werewolf. I'm going to have to run a 25-foot cord from the photo hallway up to that T to get power to that display. But it runs from there down, and I've got a plug in here which will run the camera and the bat light. I'll have to run a cord and fishtail it around and over. Then it goes around the corner and down out toward the entrance, and there's a couple more plug-ins. That's what I'm getting ready to work on now. I'm going to work on the T1 circuit and try to get everything wired up. And then over here in the I start here and have a three-way connector with 2 plugs on it available that I can drop down to use for gypsy or for something else if needed. And it runs along the pipe all the way out to Pirate. And then T3 is over in the water room. It does the witch, the water room, and half the Pirate. T2 will do the other half of the Pirate. And I just got done with this mess. These are all my extension cords I've gathered throughout the years. And do I use them all? No. But I bring them all out for the simple fact, let's see, there's a 4, a 6, an 8, a 9, and then a couple 25s and some 12s in there. You know, I need different lengths for getting to different places. So I just bring them all out, and then as I'm going to hook something up or multiple somethings up, you know, and say, hey, I need a 6-foot long cord to get from here over to where power is. I can come back here, grab a 6-foot cord, take it out, plug it in, and it's done. You know, so that's what we're getting ready to do now. The only thing I have hooked up to an extension cord and won't be getting plugged in for a while, is the entrance or the head count camera, which is out at the entrance. It's running over to the photo op. That's my main junction box out front for the ponds, for any blow-ups, for that head count camera. It all goes in behind Tiny, and then I run a cord in here and hook it up to the blow circuit. Whoop, covering the camera again. Sorry about that. But I know you're getting some wonky camera angles because I don't feel like using the damn selfie stick. I'm enjoying doing it just by hand. But every time I do this, to switch hands, the camera gets covered when I'm in this view. Sorry about that. But anyway, I'm going to get going with wiring things up. I will give you a look tonight, and so you can see, you know, what's on and what's not. I'm probably going to get the entrance and George over in the exit done. I'll have the arches done, the witch done, the peepers in the bush, and the buzzards. That's what I'm going to work on now. T1 also runs half of the clown, and that's going to take a while to wire up. It also does a graveyard, the courtyard, the chain hallway, and the werewolf, as well as the mausoleum. So there's a lot just on T1 to get wired up. About 9 amps altogether, if that, you know, with stuff. So we will get there as we get there. Hey guys, we're just getting ready to park the truck, and I gotta get power turned off out here. We haven't had anyone come by yet, but they're getting there. But one gotten done. We'll start over here with George.
Right this way, you're just in time. We wouldn't dream.
His head's not turning. I'm gonna have to look at him. I think his head's gone out all the way other than the eyes. And then we've got the exit, the buzzards, the entrance, and the peepers are flashing too. And then the witch is hooked up too, but I've got her set to trigger off a brain board, so she's not going off. She won't go off.
I know, I'm just straightening things.
But she is working. And come on, Kay. Kay, come. Kay, come. Come on. But we got the camera ran over to Tiny. And then the graveyard, we got Mike Allen's coffin going, Kaylee, come, get in here. Sorry about that. And we had to rearrange things a little bit. The angel back there is working as well. And we tested him. I had him too far back and his wings were pinching against the wall. But we got that. And I'm not sure if it's going to show up. Yeah, there it is. The Celtic cross is working. And then over here, we got Mike's other coffin working, and the obelisk is causing problems. It might end up being a static prop. I've got to tear into it and see what's going on. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then, as soon as my roadblock moves, not enough room. We got the flame pots wired up. And this is one of the new ones. The fan crapped out on it. It ran for probably about 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, zoom. So I'm going to end up having to take that down tomorrow, and I'm going to put up one of the old ones to replace it. We also got the chandelier up there going. And then over here, we got the marquee going, and that camera is also on up there. Whoa, hell, sorry, now I'm blocking you.
Yep.
What happened, you lose a dog? Oh, yep, there's the dog. Okay. But,
Pieces of her bone all over the place.
yeah, that's why she didn't come in. She was trying to get it eaten before coming in.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I went out there and whatnot.
Yeah.
I shut the gate so no one would
Okay.
take over.
But anyway, I'm going to putz around out here for a little bit more. Kay and I are going to get the truck parked, though. She wants her truck parked. So we're going to go do that. And Joanne's thirsty, so she's going in. So there's a segment for you. Okay, end of the day wrap up. Katie and I did get the truck parked. I got the shop locked up, my stuff cleaned up. But I did do a little bit more work. The obelisk over in the graveyard is going to be a static prop this year. Found out what was wrong with it. That thing is powered by a windshield wiper motor. And on the motor, there's a little threaded nipple that sticks up. And the plate that turns the obelisk is attached to that with a nut. And the nut pinches it onto the shaft, and as the motor turns, the obelisk turns. That nut has come loose. Now, it's done that before in years past. Once before. And I was able to fix it because the plate the obelisk is on would unscrew so I could get in there. Well, the plate is jammed. It does not want to come off. So I'm going to have to get it into the shop and do some major surgery on it this winter. And I don't want to pull that out of the graveyard. So it's just going to be a static prop this year. No worries. Another problem we had was one of the brand new flame pots in the mausoleum. We plugged it, I have two new ones in there. We plugged them both in. One worked just fine. The other one worked. And I went back out to the graveyard to finish wiring up a couple things in the graveyard. Started smelling this weird odor. You know, like electronics frying. And Trey tracked it down into the mausoleum, and it was one of the flame pots. The fan had turned off and was smoking. And raised quite a stink. So I'm going to save the lights and a couple other things off that flame pot. But it's coming out, and I'm going to put one of the old ones back in. Luckily, I saved all four of my old ones, so, you know, in case something happened, I could replace it. So I've got that to do tomorrow. Let's see, what else was I going to wait and do tomorrow? Oh, yeah. We did make it, got the graveyard finished, buttoned up. Made it over to the bride and groom in the chain hallway. And they're plugged in and working just fine. I got Bart the butler. That guy working. But his volume needs to be adjusted. I want to check his settings. I don't know if he's triggering because I'm moving around out here, or if he's in the permanent on mode. Sometimes when they're in storage, you know, if the boxes get bounced around, the switches can get hit and things get, you know, bumped. You know, so he might have gotten switched to always on. But anyway, I'll double check that when I set his volume, and that's quick and easy. As far as trunk line 1 goes, I still have the werewolf over in the tube hallway. The photo hallway display. I just got to drop a cord down there for the fogger. That's going to be in there. And then I got half of the clown to wire up. And then T1 is done, and I can move over and start working on T2. Don't know if we'll make it to T3 tomorrow. I'd like to. It would be nice to. It'd be nice to get it finished tomorrow so I can start on the low voltage stuff. But we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, we're going to get T1 finished tomorrow and at least get started on T2 and see where we go from there. Should be pretty straightforward, barring I don't have any other repairs. That's one thing when you start adding power to moving props, you never know what you're going to get, especially after they've been in storage and banged around with moving and everything. Well, with that, Kaylee wants to go in the house. She wants Daddy in. So stay spooky, stay toxic.